Nearly 57% of customer complaints in 2023-24 needed RBI's direct mediation, which means bank could not even sort basic issues on their own. Now, bank just don't bother to check the re-KYC registry. As a bank customer in India, you have 5 rights under the RBI Consumer Charter. AI can revolutionize grievance redressal system, demand enforcement of the Kanungo Committee recommendations by writing to RBI. Hello, this is Malhar Majumder, your host on Money Sutra, where we unravel the money maze, one story at a time. Today's story isn't about big scams or market moves. It's about something closer to home, your rights as a bank customer and the duties of your banker. This podcast could be your shield, your manual, and maybe your megaphone. Now, Dipti, a 62-year-old retired school teacher in Pune, found her account suddenly frozen. Why? The bank claimed her KYC needed updating, but no prior notice was given. She could not access her own pension. Arvind, a young digital marketeer in Kolkata, was missold an insurance policy while he wanted to open a fixed deposit. Now, he signed up for a fixed deposit in a bank but was missold a ULIP policy instead. And look at Mr. Rajan, a small business owner from Tamil Nadu, files a complaint against unauthorized charges imposed by banks. Weeks passed, months passed, no response. So he escalates, still nothing. When he approached the RBI ombudsman, he found that his complaint was marked, a query, not even a grievance. The recently appointed RBI governor, Mr. Sanjay Malhotra, made headlines recently. At the ombudsman conference, he said, now I'm quoting him, nearly 57% of customer complaints in 2023-24 needed RBI's direct mediation, which means bank could not even sort basic issues on their own. That's deeply unsatisfactory. Even worse, banks were reclassifying valid complaints as queries or requests, so they don't have to act. That's more like a cop calling a theft misplaced item to avoid filing a FIR. It's a gross regulatory violation. So in spite of these misclassification, over 10 million, that's a 1 crore complaints were recorded by against 95 scheduled commercial banks in 23-24. This without even counting the complaints against non-banking financial corporations or NBFCs. Now imagine this. You have multiple bank accounts and you want to change your address. So what do? You update your address with one bank, but the next one wants the documents again and again and then again. This despite RBI rules specifically saying that if your KYC is updated once in the CKYC, that is Central KYC Registry, it should reflect across all financial institutions. So what's the matter? What's the issue? Now, bank just don't bother to check the CKYC registry. They would rather trouble you than fix their systems. Governor Malhotra admits this is unacceptable, and this is not all. Let's take the case of freezing existing bank accounts for non-submission of KYC documents. The RBI appointed Kanungo Committee, calls out banks for freezing accounts illegally, despite no RBI rule permitting it. RBI also has clarified through an RTI reply that it has not instructed any bank to freeze accounts solely based on pending KYC updates. Yet, many banks continue this practice. But as of now, there are no explicit penalties on them. That's why the practice continues. Let's simplify the matter. As a bank customer in India, you have 5 rights under the RBI Consumer Charter. 1. Right to fair treatment, that is no discrimination, no harassment. Number 2. Right to transparency, you deserve clear communication. Number 3. Right to suitability, you should not be sold products that you don't need. Number 4. Right to privacy, your data cannot be misused. And 5. Right to grievance, redress and compensation, If wrong, you have the right to remedies. Sounds good, right? But here's the catch. These rights are not legally enforceable. It's like being told you have rights, but when they're violated, you're politely ignored. Here are 4 policy gaps RBI must fix if they are serious enough. Number 1, impose penalty for freezing accounts for KYC delays. Define a clear SOP for asset transmission to heirs of depositors. Now SEBI has it, but RBI doesn't. Number 3, UDGAM portal or unclaimed deposit gateway to access portal, which has search facility for unclaimed deposit. It's helpful, but needs a lot of improvement. And also, number 4, make rules if banks lose your property documents, which is hypothecated against loans. And do you know that less than 25% of rejected complaints are reviewed by the internal ombudsman of banks, despite there's a clear RBI guideline mandating it? This shows weak enforcement of the IO framework. Now, can AI, artificial intelligence, the buzzword, fix this mess? Governor Malhotra is optimistic. He believes AI can revolutionize grievance redressal system. Number 1, by classifying and prioritizing complaints. Number 2, by spotting systematic issues by analyzing emails, chat logs, social media. And number 3, by predicting complaint surges like ATM outages. Imagine a world where chatbot speaks your mother tongue and understands your tone. But here's the problem. Banks haven't even fixed basic complaint tracking system. So AI is like giving a jet engine to a bullock cart. Let's pause here. Technology can help, but can it replace human empathy and responsibility? Governor Malhotra rightly said, and within quotes, every transaction represents the hard-earned savings of a family, the dreams of a small entrepreneur, or a senior citizen's lifetime earnings. Bank needs to train staff to understand this, and RBI must ensure that frontline staff are empowered and accountable. The Kanungo committee did a commendable job. Here's what they suggested in their report to the RBI. Number 1, create SOP for services like transmission and proper grievance redressal mechanism. Number 2, penalize banks that lose customers' property documents or delay claim settlements. Number 3, introduce incentives as well as disincentives for customer service quality. And 4, ensure technology works both ways. So if accounts can be opened online, closures should also be online. It should be easy. They even suggested scrapping the IO, the internal ombudsman system of banks, calling it ineffective. So while RBI has updated the IO framework, implementation on the ground still remains very patchy. Now question is, what can you do? Are you helpless? No, you are not. Here's what you can do. If your complaint is ignored, escalate it to RBI's ombudsman. 2, if your account is frozen for KYC without proper notice, cite the RBI RTI response that freezing is unlawful for KYC delays. And number 3, use the UDGAM, that is UDGAM portal, to track your unclaimed deposit. And most importantly, demand enforcement of the Kanungo committee recommendations by writing to RBI. The email is cscommittee@rbi.org.in. I will share this email ID with you at the description box. Governor Malhotra's speech was very powerful, but as we have seen before, speeches don't change systems. Will he walk the talk? His to-do list is very clear. Number 1, penalize banks that don't check CKYCR, that's a Central KYC system. Number 2, hold banks accountable for misclassifying complaints. Number 3, enforce SOPs with deadlines. Number 4, fix the grievance redressal pipeline. Without enforcement, India's bank customers will keep facing the same problems: poor service, frozen accounts, and unresolved grievances. The last chapter. Now let's go back to Dipti, Arvind, and Rajan, whose plights we have discussed earlier. They never wanted VIP treatment. They just wanted fairness, clarity, and basic respect. You and I, we are not just account holders, we are the citizens. Our rights are not optional. As customers, let's keep asking the right questions. And as regulators, the Reserve Bank of India must start answering them, not just without words, but with action. Until then, keep your documents safe, keep your rights safer. Thank you for tuning in to Money Sutra. This is Malhar Majumder, signing off, but not backing off.